Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. I think everything's fine now. This was really freaking weird. In fact, I can't seem to find myself right now. So I don't know where I'm actually live streaming to. Okay, here's somebody. What's up, Redback Kane? There's Comic Man Jake. What's going on, dude? Dick, hey, what's going on? So I was live for a second. This said that I was on podcast 84. I'm like, nah, I'm on number 85. So everything just kind of completely fell apart for me. Sean says, Bill, what are your thoughts on Champions number 24? What's up, Jesse Johnson? Dealing with school shootings. Champions number 24 dealing with school shootings. What's up, Reggie Smith? Welcome to the channel, brother. Sean, let us see. That's a tough one. I actually didn't know that I was going to be dealing with school shootings. Or I did and I forgot. I don't know, I'm under a lot right now. I'm making decisions. I was like, should I delay this thing by an hour? Or, because I had something else to do. I put that off instead and did this instead, because whatever. Let's see. Dealing with school shootings, I think, is a really important subject because, there's like shootings in schools and stuff. I know that I think that half the problem with this country, and I've never seen this in any other country before. Here, that includes in Canada, where I'm actually living right now. But as an American, I have never seen anywhere in the world, and I've been to so many places where there's such a political divide. You know what I'm saying? And what's funny to me is that the Republicans and the Democrats are almost the exact same people. What difference is there really between the two parties? What, the little superficial differences? Should we control what a woman does with her body, or let the woman decide for herself what she does with her body? You know what I'm saying? Or how much control should we exert? Realistically, aside from that, go ahead. What's the real differences? You know what I'm saying? When push comes to shove, if somebody donates to one of these parties, they're going to flip. You know what I'm saying? So the parties don't have any loyalty. So why do we have loyalties to parties? That's why I'm an independent. But, so I believe that we should be allowed to have guns. I don't have any worries, any problems with people having guns. I don't think that we should have open carry. I don't think that we should have concealed carry. I think that there should be one of those things where, you can display them and they should be displayed if you're going off to a hunting trip or something like that. But I don't feel the need for people to have guns just driving down the street. I just don't see the purpose in that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you have a weapon, you're more likely to use them. But yeah, you look at our premier, our prime minister. But look at our premier in Ontario. There was all sorts of weird party lines shifting, and now all of a sudden we've got Doug Ford in charge. And oh my God, he's destroying everything as we speak. You think I'm joking? He's jacking up everything as we speak. Things for a guy who says that he didn't have any kind of an agenda. All of a sudden, all these things are just boom, 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 popping out on fire. But anyway, I like the idea of having guns. But I believe that there's something that needs to be done about it. One, you need to know how to use a gun. So I don't believe that you should be allowed to buy any kind of a firearm unless you've actually taken accredited whatever, some kind of a class, a confirmed class that says that you actually know how to operate and, a firearm, know how to fire, because I want you to be able to hit what you're aiming at. You know what I'm saying? It's like in the martial arts, I love going up against people who actually know what they're doing, black belts and above, Going against the white belt is what I'm worried about, because I have great control over my hands and my feet, and my body, but a white belt doesn't. They're always screwing something up and they're jacking themselves up, and it's like, dude, what? Then jacking me up, It's like you want to, I don't know, just no control over their body, their timing, anything like that. So anyway, I do believe that it's a good idea, and it's Champion, so it's Jim Zub, and I trust him being able to make a commentary on school shootings. It is a messed up situation. It really is. It's just, I don't know. It's just literally like the only problem that I see are two sides yelling at each other and blaming each other, and they're both wrong about what the other person thinks, and they're just screaming. So I think that if Zub does it in an intelligent way, boom, we're good. We're golden. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see the need for... I just don't see the need. Anyway, boom, 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 boom. So let's see what's... who all's talking here? What do we got there? Comic Man Jake, are you excited for Venom 5? Yeah, I've actually already got the first 7 pages. Technically the first 6 pages plus the cover saved so that I can, when I do my review, I can be like, boom, here you go. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Hey, man, it's Derek from your Facebook group. What's up, Henry Pierce? So you're... Oh, Henry Pierce is Derek. I love when everybody changes their name. What's going on, man? Every time I saw Henry Pierce, I would think to myself, Henry Irons. I think it's Henry Irons, right? Steel from DC Universe. So, okay, Steel. So that's the image I have in my head. You know what I'm saying? Steel with that big iron mallet. Excuse me. Jesse Johnson, I need to read Champions again. Oh, yeah, you kind of do. Yeah, you kind of do. Comic Boom. What's going on, dude? How you doing? Dick Fillmore, did you like those 50-year-old $1 gem comics I found? Oh, I didn't see what you posted on the Facebook group yet. And guys, Comic Book University on Facebook. You'll see me with my bandana, and I think I'm wearing a black Spider-Man shirt, the Venom shirt, basically. Go and find me there, and you'll see all the things that everybody's posting. That's awesome. At 50 years old, Jim's not 50 years old, man. What are you talking about? Let's see, Victor. Oh, Victor, what's going on, dude? How you do? Oh, excuse me. How you doing, man? Hey, I hope you're looking forward to the X-Men Black series that's coming out. A whole bunch of one-shots is only going to be dealing with the bad guys, and one of those one-shots is going to be the Juggernaut. So, small likelihood of them actually making him look like a chump in that one. But then again, you never know. Anyway, Sean, Mendel Strom will be in Amazing Spider-Man number 4 this week. Yeah, you were showing me in the thing, the Twitter machine, the tweeting machine. And, yeah, that looks like it'd be fun. Mendel Strom is the guy who created the Goblin Serum for Harry Osborn and Norman Osborn. So, awesome. Joe Cochran, Canada's pretty liberal. Oh, just did that. Tim Board, what's going on, dude? Hey, Hawk World. Everybody, go to Hawk World. You know what's funny, Tim, is that I saw your tweet a little while ago, and I retweeted it. But when I sat there and looked, I was like, oh yeah, I guess I should be like trying to share him too, because I still remember when you were like so much bigger, you know what I'm saying? Or at least when I was so much smaller, I guess I should look at it as. So I'm like, oh wow, Tim Board's like, you know, putting me out there to the rest of the Hawk World. Awesome, man, awesome. You know, one of these days when I'm bigger, I'll actually be able to make a difference and have people come over to Hawk World. And wait, I am bigger. So I still imagine myself as the small guy looking up. Just today, Comic Uno commented on a tweet. Somebody went and made a tweet. Let me see if I can find out who it was fairly quickly. Somebody went and put out a tweet of 4 different users. Comic Uno was one of them. I was another. And, oh, for crying out loud, let's see, where is it? Paul Edward Stevens, he's the guy who put that out there. Oh, and there's a bunch more tweets now. Hello. Oh, Captain Marvel is following me. Love that. So, what? Oh, good. Comic Man Jake is going to be joining Hawk World. Yes, my influence has already superseded. So, anyway, yeah, Comic Uno went and commented. And this guy, Paul, went and put up, you know, at Comic Book Uni. So, you know, at Comic Book University. And Comic Uno goes and jumps on. I just saw today that her name is really Kat. K-A-T something. And she says, because I commented, like, oh, wow, I'm in good company with, you know, Comic Uno. That's freaking awesome. Because, yeah, I love Comic Uno. Obviously, I don't watch her. I don't watch anybody now because I don't want that influence on me. I want to make sure I'm doing my own thing. But, yeah, I remember Comic Uno. I remember when she first appeared. The first time I heard of her was when she appeared on the Weekly Poll with Benny and Sal and Rob and all them. And I was just like, oh my God, she's awesome. So obviously I saw her numbers just skyrocket like that. She's got astronomical. She's got like twice the number of subs that I've got at least. I'm still just trying to pull rank and file. So like she is a celebrity in my mind. She's already got like I went and looked at her page, and she's got like her 4th Kickstarter going for her comic book right now, like Father Like Daughter. I'm like, oh man, that's awesome that she's doing what I want to do, And when she tweeted back to me, thanks, Professor Bill. I'm like, oh, cool, and I just liked it, and I started moving on. I was like, wait a second. I scrolled back. I was like, thanks, Professor Bill. That means she at least watched one of my videos. That's awesome. That is freaking awesome. So I actually looked really quick if I could find her, some kind of I don't want to do a public tweet. I'm always embarrassed to do stuff like that. Believe it or not, even though I have like very little shame, I am a very shy person. It's a weird juxtaposition to be in, right? So I don't like to overstep my bounds, and any little thing makes me think, yeah, I just put my toe, a little bit too far. Let me back up. You know what I'm saying? Let me back all the way up back there. Let me just, calm down. But I try to find like a private email or something like that to contact her. This was like 2 hours ago. Like, hey, would you like to show up in my podcast and we'll just talk comics and stuff? But I couldn't find anything private for her, so I'm like, all right, maybe one of these days I'll find something. Maybe she'll find my email on my front page of my YouTube, and like whatever. I would love to do something with her, absolutely. I'd love to do one of these podcasts with her, because that would be absolutely freaking awesome. Like I said, she's doing everything that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So very cool. That'd be very cool. I don't agree. I like CC. I don't know what CC is. Closed caption? Because I only do closed caption for my my explained in a minute, my 10 things about. Guys, I'm going to reduce that. I'm not going to be doing 10 things about on Saturdays anymore. I'm only going to be doing them on Tuesdays. I put so much work and effort into doing those 10 things about, and it's a hit or miss if any of them actually hit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to try and increase my back pile for a while. I was thinking to just make it a season and be like, I'm just going to stop doing them for a while. And I'll do them in the background so I have a bunch to put out later. But I'll reduce to doing them on Tuesdays so that hopefully I can get them out more. But I'll still be doing the spotlights on story on Saturdays. Excuse me. So, yes, I just put out Havoc Wolverine Meltdown, which is just one of my all-time favorite comic books ever. I was really hoping that I can get in touch with Walter Simonson and see if he would have a quick little conversation with me, recorded, unrecorded, whatever, just so I could say. So I talked to him, and he said I could talk to you about these things because I love Walter Simonson. You know what I'm saying? After I hung up with after I went offline with Donnie Cates a month ago, and I was just talking to him in private, I swear to God, 9/10 of the conversation was mostly about Walt Simonson, and we just started talking about Walter Simonson and everything, and like, boom, like that was a big deal for me. He actually said, one of your, he asked me, he says, one of the 10 things about that you do, could you do one for Beta Ray Thor? I'm like, hell yeah, I could do one for Beta Ray Bill, definitely. You know what I'm saying? He's one of my all-time favorites too. He's got my name. So, yes, and yes. I need to slow down a little bit. Vampiro. I remember you. I'm already doing. Oh wait, Vampiro. Oh my God, guys, in the chat, that's actually Ario Anandito. He keeps changing his name all the time and whatnot. What's going on, Ario? I did promise in the recent issue number 6 of Weapon H that if we can get this guy to get a full-time schedule with Marvel, you know what I'm saying? If Marvel decides to hire this guy full-time because enough people are buying his book, then boom, I will do another live chat with him. He did one with me back when I had 18 subs. I think I had less than 100 subs, if I remember correctly. And he acted like I had 1 million and just had this long conversation with me. Guys, there was minor spoilers about Secret Empire as they were coming along. He actually drew in fact, he drew it with Jim Zub. So I didn't even know who Jim Zub was at the time. Read his book, but it was the X-Men Unity book. It was called X-Men Unity. Was the tie-in for Secret Empire. And it featured the X-Men, and that's the one where it was revealed that not only was Emma Frost still alive, but she'd mind-controlled Zorn, of all people, which is, what? That was crazy. That was absurd. So it was great talking with him live, and you guys can go back and check out that interview in my interviews section on my front page. And if enough people are buying Weapon H issue number 6 and 7, which features Weapon H teaming up with Captain America, boom, dude. He promised to do another live chat with me right here for you guys and we'll literally just talk about whatever he wants to talk about, but we'll also talk about how he got into drawing, his style. We'll talk about how you guys can get into it, what Marvel's actually looking for, what all these different companies are looking for, whatnot, because he also drew some books for Red Hood and the Outlaws and all that good stuff for DC Comics. So yeah, definitely a huge influence on the community. So Vampiro, this is like the third time he's changed his YouTube name. Let's see. Okay, so everything just kind of jumped here and went crazy. Where do I... Come on, man. Where is everything? Bill, was Machine Man racist in Iron Man this week? Well, I think he's more speciesist. But yes, he absolutely was. He absolutely was. And it's interesting seeing that, because let's be realistic. It's hard to have white and black people doing that, right? So this is one of the things that some of the other comic book channels, the crazy ones, the absurd ones, that they don't understand about comic books, that comic books have always done. Comics have always been written in allegory and metaphor. You know what I'm saying? Now, what's the difference between the two? One is more upfront. The other one is not quite. One, you'd understand the messages if you weren't really paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Or excuse me, if you were paying a lot of attention and were looking for similarities to the real world. The other, yeah, you're just going to know them automatically. You know what I'm saying? But comics have always been written in that regard. So yes, that's how comic books, that's how all of literature, fiction, like modern day fiction, ancient fiction, American literature, world literature, that's how all stories are written. And if it's not written like that, it's usually called nonfiction. And that is about the real world. So... yeah, dude, man, like, especially space stories, but past stories, all that stuff. Think about the way J.R.R. Tolkien wrote. You know what I'm saying? He was writing about his time in World War I and what he's expecting to happen in the future, and the way that certain fascist societies work. Oh, my God. Was J.R.R. Tolkien an SJW? Oh, my God. Like, these guys, there's a little something... loco with their head, like there's something, they're a little bit crackers, you know what I'm saying, that they don't understand the way that literature actually works. And yes, that includes comic books. So bada bang. Yes, it was freaking it was kind of freaking awesome. Let's move on. 1968 Hawk and Dove, Dick Fillmore says, beware the creeper number 5. I got them all for $1. Oh, nice, dude. Nice. Hey, Comic Watching. What's going on, man? Have not watched Death of Superman yet. Have heard good things. Yeah, there's a lot of good things. There's a lot of good things about that. That issue is really good. Okay, I can't see. William Dublin said something. Mark Guerrero. Oh, my God. How much of this stuff did I freaking miss? Ario says, Zub is a cool guy. I worked with him in Secret Empire. See, this is the stuff that I was just talking about, but I guess he wrote this before. He's quite a fun guy, but I haven't found out anything about his Champions books. Oh, no worries, no worries. Bryson Familiar, picks for this week. What would I consider my picks for the week? Oh, my God, I'm such a bad person. You know, I didn't read Baby Teeth, issue number 12 yet. Yeah, really bad. Really bad I didn't read that yet. So let me look through my comic books really quick. What would be my pick of the week? Well, I'll tell you what. Chip Zdarsky's Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man number 308 made me cry a little bit because, wow, that was sad. Again, Weapon H, freaking amazing. Freaking amazing. Weapon X, man, also by Greg Pak. That was surprising how... oh, there's a glare there. Sorry. I was surprised at how good he made it, dude. This is... and now I'm hearing that his co-writer Van Lent is suggesting that the series is going to end pretty soon. Doesn't that just figure? Right when he gets a good stride, man. Couple of deaths in Extermination issue #1. That was something. I was surprised at how good Edge of Spider-Geddon was. That was like, it's Hobie Brown. You know what I'm saying? Who cares about Hobie Brown, right? Well, apparently. This was a lot of Infinity Wars 2. Was a lot of death and destruction in this one. Sync Atlantis is looking like it could be pretty good. But honestly, as weird as it sounds, Injustice vs. DC, Injustice vs. Masters of the Universe for me. Issue #2. This was so good. Such a beautiful story. I also teared up a little bit when I read that. Very good stuff. Really good stuff. So, let's see. Let's scroll down a little bit. William Dublin, hey, Knight, so what do you think is going to happen next, Weapon H, especially since I saw Chapter 8 cover already? My first name, I go by Derek, which is my middle. Okay, so Henry Derek Pierce. Okay, that makes sense. What everybody think about Death is super... Oh, okay, just saw that. Okay, let's go down a little bit more. Let's just go down, because, yeah, the comic is jumping. What's Weird World? Oh, my God, Comic Man Jake. Weird World is an amazing, sick universe that's existed in the past, and it technically still exists. I don't think it was really changed much during the convergence of the worlds. You know what I'm saying? It's still like there, and it's a cross between a bunch of different fantasy worlds where pretty much anything can happen, and a lot of people it's kind of like a dimension for the Savage Land in many ways. Whole bunch of really crazy stories written in there, and when people visit Weird World, it gets really interesting. So Weapon H issue #6 this week they opened up a gate to Weird World, so a bunch of monsters were coming out, and I thought it was handled absolutely expertly. It was just awesome when the good guys are like, so you need us to go in there and beat these things up? Why don't you just close the door? Well, we would lose a lot of money. Yeah, Roxanne would lose a lot of money. Oh well, I'm out. It's just, wait, you're really leaving? That was great. Supam Agarwal, what's going on, dude? How you doing? Love our conversations on Twitter. Comic Watch. Okay, bang. Oh, good. We're getting conversation back and forth. I'm digging it. Who will you do 10 things for about this Tuesday? Well, I'm thinking about doing it for Mr. Jip, because, yeah, we need some Mr. Jip. Like I said, I like to do and that, if anybody doesn't know, that's probably the major adversary for Cloak and Dagger, and I like doing the oddball stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty much finished with the Aquaman stuff, so I did Ocean Master, I did Black Manta, one of my favorite bad guys ever. One of these days, if Tim Board is still here, I am planning on doing a bunch of the Hawkman adversaries. I got to do Gentleman Ghost. He had this really cool... This is one of the reasons why you guys should jump on Hawk World. If you don't know about Hawkman, my second favorite character of all time, Captain America is my first, and so he's clearly my favorite DC character is Hawkman. You got to understand some things about him, and then I promise you, his stock will improve a lot, and you will invest in Hawkman because it's just such an absolutely amazing character. So again, go check out Hawk World. But I am going to start putting up some of the bad guys, so I'm going to be talking about Gentleman Ghost, which is just Gentleman Jim Craddock, just amazing character. I'm going to be talking about the Shadow Thief. I'm going to be doing Hath Set, got to do that. And I don't know if I'm going to be doing any more of the characters because it's kind of a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not quite as popular. But actually, no. I kind of have to do Bythe, don't I? Shoot. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a bunch of guys. I may wind up throwing Despero in there also, just because he technically killed him the most recent time that he died in Death of Hawkman, 1 through 6. So, yeah. And then I'm, of course, going to have to finish that up by actually doing... Hawkman himself, and I'll probably try and throw 2 spotlights on stories for Hawkman. One of them that I guaranteed I'm doing is the Shadow War of Hawkman. I'm going to try and get all of that in, and I'm going to try really hard to get Tony Isabella the guy who wrote that, the guy who created Black Lightning, to try and have a conversation with me, and it's probably going to be pretty volatile because he's really upset at the way that DC handled the Shadow War of Hawkman after he was finished. He made it originally for a 5-year arc, and it wound up only getting like 3 extra stories. And technically, even though there was 10 issues of a comic book afterwards, he was infuriated. He's still obviously really salty over it, and I'm going to try and get a couple words in with him about that and just let him go rampant. So keep your children and small pets away from the computer at that moment because, yeah, wow. Anyway, I really am curious in his take on that. But then I also want to do Hawk World, not the series, the 3-issue limited series, which was an amazing read, an absolutely amazing read. So we'll see what's up. Heads up, Weapon H6 is what sold me on the series. Great work on the art. Awesome comic watching. Go back and check out the other stuff. And it started in Weapon X. It started in the current run of Weapon X, which is up to issue number 22 right now. But yeah, go and check those out. It was really good. Ruby Rose being cast as Batwoman. I guess she'll do a good job. If I remember correctly, the only thing I ever saw her on was the Orange is the New Black, where, yeah, I think she was in a really good role for that. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. Like, it is what it is. I'm good with it. What bothers me is that people attacked her. Like, this is one of the things that kills me about us and the Star Wars fans. You know what I'm saying? I got all my Star Wars, ships right here. I got a whole slew of them here. But, I mean, like, why? Oh, my God. I remember somebody. Okay, you're just going to lay down Millennium Falcon because you're annoying me. I went and made a comment. Somebody goes and says something to me on YouTube about, oh yeah, those some of the other guys who insult comic books and whatnot. And I was like, yeah, I just don't understand those guys. They're really immature. I'm more mature than that. So somebody goes and makes a comment. I forget which video it was. Makes a comment like, oh yeah, guy says he's real mature. Meanwhile, has all these superhero figures behind him. Yeah, I do have superheroes figures behind me. Got them in front of me. Got them on the floor. I have them everywhere. You know why? I like superheroes. I like superhero figures. You know what I'm saying? I like Star Wars. I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I like all the cartoon stuff from when I was a kid, and I like the new stuff as it's progressing now. That's not a level of immaturity. See, what I'm talking about is your actual maturity, your emotional quotient. Okay? A lot of people, they tout having a high IQ. What about your EQ? You know what I'm saying? Do you laugh more at fart jokes as opposed to, I don't know, whatever. Who cares about the fart jokes? But, do you like to partake in fart jokes? Do you think it's funny to go and fart in an elevator? Meanwhile, everybody else is like, dude, you're not only immature, but you're disgusting. That's immaturity, all right? Liking stuff that's for kids. Who says it's for kids? Who says this stuff is for kids? The comic books I read, not for kids. Not for kids. So it's one of those things where now you're dealing with someone who obviously has a very low IQ also, who associates maturity with emotional intelligence. Somebody who reads a comic book and doesn't like it, like me, and says, yeah, I really, I don't understand this. Like, this really bugs me. I don't like this. I might have to stop reading this pretty soon because it's just not for me. That's one thing. But a guy who sits there and rips the comic in half and throws it in a toilet bowl or across the room or whatever the heck he's going to do with it, that's called immaturity. You're like the Howard Stern of comic book reviewers. You're a really great fad, and you're going to disappear because what you're doing is not sustainable. You have to keep on trying to go a step above. Me, I don't have to improve on anything that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Me, my camera, and just enjoying good comic books. That's what I do. People like seeing my excitement or my disappointment in a comic book or in a storyline or in a character's progression. You know what I'm saying? Or the art style of something. That's what people enjoy coming to my channel for. You know what people like going to those kinds of channels for? Yeah. And when all of a sudden it becomes boring, because you're always looking for, what's he going to hate this time? Nobody cares what he likes. Nobody cares what these people like. They care what they don't like. And if they stop disliking things, if they get their way, No. So they're not sustainable, and that's the thing about it. That is the difference between maturity and emotional intelligence. You know what I'm saying? That there's, I don't even know, or emotional quotient. It's just one of those weird kind of things, man. You just, liking comic books does not mean that you're immature. That completely belies the idea. Let's see. Infinity Wars. Infinity Wars is a Guardians Avengers Spider event. Is it a Spider event? I don't think so. Extermination. We'll see the X-Men and Spider future stories, and Spider-Geddon will have Spider-Man. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Spider-Geddon so far, but I do absolutely love that issue. Like I said, that issue alone was really good. Professor Bill, exclusive for your channel. First time I'm announcing this. I will take part in the Extermination arc. Whoa! Hello! Okay, exclusive. I love it, man. Thank you, brother. I love you. I love you, man. And again, you're ever in Canada, you got a place to stay. You and your wife. You and your family, dude. And next time I'm in Indonesia. Oof. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, okay, awesome. So he's going to take part in the Extermination arc. I would have to see. So, let's see. Where is Extermination? I could pop that puppy open and see in general, because I think that there's a reading list in here in the back. So let's see if we can't determine what's happening. Oh, nope. Nope, there's no reading list. Okay. It is what it is. But okay, awesome. So he's going to be either he's going to be the artist or one of the artists. Excellent. I can't wait to see it, dude. I can't wait to see it. Weapon H is wonderful. Wolf Warner, what's going on, man? Magic Man, what's up, Jersey boy? I tried so hard to get Carnage Mind Bomb today. That was a fail. I'm sorry. Dick Fillmore, Battle World, World, rolls eyes and you're grabbing better 616 material. Dude, you are missing out on so much by not checking out some of the cooler stuff, dude. William Dublin, I think Weapon H has other powers because of the other persona's DNA to enhance him. That's the thing. One of the characters he has the DNA for is Warpath, and Warpath can fly. So I'm just saying, we may see that at one point. Vampirio, I loved it. A 5-parter, right? Nice. Hey, Paula, I'm about to go full Luddite on this computer and my ISP. Anywho, hi, Professor. What's going on, Paula? How you doing? Steve Grant, Gentleman Ghost is Tim's favorite. Is it now? Interesting. Let's see. He's probably my favorite too, between him and Half Set. But yeah, I loves me some Gentleman Jim Craddock. Henry Pierce, anyone been reading Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? No, I have not been reading those. I did try to read Bebop and Rocksteady, that latest one. I read the issue 1, and I didn't like anything about the comic book at all. I literally disliked it so much that I didn't bother actually... I didn't actually bother doing a review about it. And I know somebody went and said, I forget who it was, but somebody said, hey, why don't you do a review on it and say how much you don't like it? I don't think you understand how much I don't like it. So if nobody else is doing a review on it, I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't want to be that guy because I really just don't like anything about it. You have to do Green Arrow villains. Yes. One of these days. You know what? Okay, I'm not going to give it to you. I'm something in the works. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, moving on. Reggie Simmons, what is your deciding factor for deciding whether or not to buy physical versus digital? Oh, that's actually fairly... And everything just jumped. Lovely. I see a whole bunch more people on. Hello, everybody. I'll get to you, I promise. Come on now, where'd that go? There we go. Okay. That's actually a really good question, and I'm planning on doing a video on a lot of this stuff later. A whole bunch, I'm planning to do an entire video series on how to get into comic books, how to pursue comic books, and all that. So my digital issues are ones that I don't actually feel the need to have them in my collection. So if there's something like if it's a first appearance, you know what I'm saying, then okay, I'll go out and I'll buy the physical edition. If I read about something that's like, oh, this looks like it's going to be a really good story arc, or this is by one of my favorite writers, this is by one of my favorite artists, then boom, I will absolutely go and I will purchase the physical edition. If it's something that I want to get signed, I will, purchase the physical edition. You know what I'm saying? That's usually how I do things. Everybody has different kinds of criteria, but that's mine. If it's one of those things where I want to know the story, but I don't feel the need to, because like I've got limited space, and comic books are really a great way to just jack up your living quarters. So still speaking like I'm in the military. So anyway, yeah, if I feel it's something that I want to read, but I'm not dying to make sure that I've got this as a cherished issue, then I'll just get it digital. Most of the things I get are actually digital. So, but I do get, obviously, as you can see, I got 16. I bought 16 comic books this week, but I read a whole lot more than that because those are just the physical editions I bought. I bought a whole bunch of digital ones also. Just again, if you have like a Comixology Unlimited or the Marvel app or the DC app, then you'll get access to a whole bunch of other stuff. But with the Marvel Unlimited app, you have to wait. DC is doing something really brilliant. I'm going to remind you guys, DC is doing something where if you buy their streaming service when it comes out, not only do you get to see all of their DC Cinematic Universe stuff and the CW stuff, so their TV stuff, but you also get to see their comic books. So their digital subscription is going to be tied into inexorably their DC streaming service. So you can read comic books and watch their stuff on TV also. Marvel has a lot to pick up on, and this is one of those situations where Marvel should just come out and say, yeah, we're going to blatantly copy that wholesale. Because boom, I'll get it. I will absolutely get it, no doubt in my mind. Do you think, William Dublin, do you think making Doom evil again is necessary or not? No, I don't, but I do trust Dan Slott, so I'll see what's up with that. Steve Grant, Yellow Flash text creators all day. Well, you know what? When you name yourself after a bad guy, this is a Jason Fabuk creation, when you name yourself after a bad guy, honestly, what do you expect? So, and literally, he didn't even want to take one of the Yellow Flash. He took all of the Yellow Flash. He's like, I am the Yellow Flash. Am I Zoom? Yeah, I'm him too. Am I Eobard? Yeah, I'm him too. All the bad guys rolled up in one. That's him. Yeah, so whatever. And I've never watched a single one of his videos, but I see the titles, and that's just repulsive to me. So it's like bill-proofed. Let's see. I would ask for spoilers. No, don't ask for spoilers. He's actually really good at it. He's really good at hiding the spoilers. Mark Arroyo, what's going on, dude? Have you seen the new DuckTales? No, I have not. But I do remember singing the DuckTales theme in my art class in the 7th grade, and a whole bunch of people laughing. But I continued singing it, and I wound up getting everybody to sing along also. Literally every single person in the classroom, minus the teacher who was still doing the woo with us. She loved it. I was one of those guys. You know what I'm saying? I crossed the nerdy, but I was still popular enough that people got it. So the first time that I started singing it, laughter. When I got to the first chorus, laughter. After by the time I got to the second chorus, everybody started singing by the end of that chorus. So yeah, it's funny. It's like, yeah, you guys were all laughing, but you all know the words, don't you? DuckTales was great, man. Bill, which couple do you think should get married in the comics? Well, we can't just start marrying everybody in the comics. We got Rogue and Gambit, so that's good enough. So yeah, let it go, man. Let it go. Stop trying to marry everybody. We still gotta have some flirtations, dude. You know the worst thing you could do is marry Nightwing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the most eligible bachelor in comics. Don't screw him up like that. Just announce it. Scroll the chat up. There you go. Sean, Cyclops. Cyclops and Emma. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. One guy, 3 comic, and Washington apparently to cleanse SJWs. What character should I get? JT Gamer. I don't know what you mean by what character should you get. Elaborate, and we shall help. X-Men books and Amazing Spider-Man. I don't flip, though. I pick them up and take them home and read them. Nice. Joe Fisher. Dick Fillmore. Married in Comics. Logan and Heather Hudson. No. Heather's... Oh, he doesn't know. Yeah, I'm going to let that go. Heather's kind of taken, bud. Dick's gonna flip his lip. He's just like, what? Cyclops is dead. I mean, a couple were, yeah. Cyclops is coming back though. Hey, what's going on? Bo Big HHB 3. What's your favorite obscure side character? Mine is Battlestar and Captain America from Captain America. Battlestar was awesome. My favorite obscure side character. I actually had something in my head before I read it out loud. Because, like, I read it internally. I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm reading it out loud. And suddenly I lost a bunch of things. Darn it. One of the things that Sean Sedrai and I talk about is Triton from the Inhumans. Triton, it has the potential to be such an absolutely amazing character. You know what I'm saying? And, the way that he was drawn in Ario Anindito's Uncanny Avengers issue number Uncanny Inhumans issue number 20. That's the first comic book I ever read that featured his art. I love the Triton character. You know what I'm saying? He's the brother. Go and check out Triton Explained in a Minute in my Inhumans in my Explained in a Minute thing. Like I talked about Triton and and who he's related to, who his brother is, and all that good stuff. So yeah. Time for a pest extermination, a mutant one. What's going on, Brevin Campbell? Akuma Ranger, what's up? Whenever I see someone rip up a comic book as an act of defiance online, just shake my head knowing at the end of the day, you still gave them your money. Exactly. But look at how much money he's getting in return. So it's, I guess, a good investment. It's just, at some point, like, what's it going to get to? Eventually it's going to be, setting a comic book on fire? Okay. Putting a comic book down and putting an M80 firecracker on it and running away. You know what I'm saying? Now you can walk away from that. They're not that big. They're more loud than anything else. So is Cyclops... Oh, Professor, what character should I get in Marvel? That's what you mean. What character should you get in Marvel? Depends on what you like, but Wolverine is coming back, dude, and he's promising. It's Charles Soule. Charles Soule is an amazing writer. And you know what? Speaking on that, go with Charles Soule's Daredevil, because everybody's got their favorite Daredevil writer, but like I always say, my favorite Matt Murdock writer is Charles Soule, because as Matt Murdock is a lawyer, Charles Soule is actually a lawyer. So he writes an amazing Matt Murdock. I think that the biggest failure, if I could even call it a failure, on the part of Soule is trying to write too much Daredevil, when I figure, no, he should be writing more Murdock, because he is Matt Murdock, except he can see. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, wow, he needs to write more Matt Murdock, because I love it. More Hawkman, I think I love you more. What's going on, Brian? I love you too, man. So Cyclops is actually coming back. Yes, Donny Cates has promised that Cyclops is coming back. Sean, no, William is still dead. Someone else in extermination. It is Joe Fisher. Am I still waiting for Cyclops to come back somehow? Subham, Professor, if you were to launch X-Men again and launch solo series for, say, 5 characters, who would it be besides Cyclops and Wolverine? I wouldn't want to touch Cyclops and Wolverine. Actually, no, I wouldn't mind doing Cyclops, but I want to see. Again, I haven't written anything yet, so I have not proven myself at all to anyone anywhere yet. You know what I'm saying? I've written a bunch of poems. I've written a bunch of short stories. I won a Mark Twain contest once back in 2008. I know a bunch of independent writers, and I've done a bunch of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I know that I'm pretty good at writing, but am I Marvel worthy? Am I DC worthy? I don't know. So mind you, what I say is it's pure hyperbole. It's me just acting like the big tough guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I could write one of these characters. I don't know if I could keep up with one of the schedules they got. Plus, I don't like working for people. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of an independent guy. So I'm more interested in writing my own stuff, but I wouldn't mind having a contract with Marvel, at least for like a year or 3, you know what I'm saying? Just so I could at least say that, like I was talking with my wife about it. She was like, do you want to go and get your PhD? And I said, if I got my PhD, it would literally just be so I could say, PhD. I would still call myself Professor Bill, not Dr. Bill. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't use the PhD for anything. I would just have it so I can have the pride of saying, yeah, I accomplished that. But it's not one of my goals in life. And I know that I have the skills and everything that it takes to do what I want to do in life, what my goals are in life, and I don't need a PhD to do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that the certificate makes the human. I believe that the human makes the certificate. The human is what's actually worthy. And anybody who would be a potential boss or coworker or partner or whatever who would say, yeah, but you don't have the appropriate accolades in so much as college degrees or certificates or whatever, that's not the kind of person I would want to work with anyway. You know what I'm saying? Take, for instance, Aria is in the chat right now. Does this guy have a PhD in art? No. Go and look at his art. His art speaks for himself. He doesn't have a piece of, if he's going to hold up a piece of paper to say that he is an awesome artist, it's going to be something that he drew. That's the way that I feel about me also. So I don't feel like I need those kinds of accolades, and I don't feel like I need to work for someone, because sometimes I'm not going to agree with the way that they are. But then again, when I was talking with Donnie Cates and him just like seeing what an actual, rebel he is, I was like, dude, God Country, I never read it, and Rednecks, I never read them. Make me want to read them. He said no. I was like, oh, wow. Like, I didn't expect that. He's like, you're going to read it or you're not. And that's how it is. I'm not going to ever try and sell something to anybody. And I was like, wow, I loved that answer. You know what I'm saying? And afterwards, he was like, no, really, you should go read God Country. You would love it. That was after we weren't live anymore. Spoilers. but like, I love that he said that, because that's how I feel too. If I put something out, like I said, I do my Marvel face rip stuff all the time. I don't care if people watch those or not. You know what I'm saying? I do them for me. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody wants to check them out also, awesome. I'm going to be starting to talk about magic in the Marvel Universe right now. Boom. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be a big thing I'm doing in my face rip, my Marvel Superheroes Advanced Role-Playing Game System commentary, a system that existed from 1984 to 1992. It's a dead system, but people still play it. And again, I don't care if I got no views. I loved that game, so I want to talk about that game. So that's why I do them. I don't care how many views I get. You know what I'm saying? I do what I want to do because that's what I want to do. And that's one of the reasons why I think a lot of people gravitate towards what I do. I'm not trying to please anybody. I'm doing what I love to do. And when you talk to the best artists and the best writers, that's what they say also. So like, that's the kind of mentality that I've geared towards. That was a really long way of answering your question. So if I had 5, wow, I really just went into that. It's just because my wife and I just had this conversation last night. But if I were to write my own, if Marvel were to say, hey Bill, we want you to write some comic books for us, which ones would you want to do? None of them would be big names at all. I would want to do I would want to do Maggot. You know what I'm saying? Half the people, I promise you, in this chat are going, wait, who's Maggot? And the other half are going to say, if you don't know who Maggot is, go check out 10 Things About Maggot, Explained in a Minute by Professor Bill in Comic Book University, because I explained Maggot. You know what I'm saying? I would want to do those little guys. If you're talking about only doing mutants, I would want to do one for Caliban. I would want to do one for Leech. You know what I'm saying? I would want to do all the little guys. I would want to do a little 4 or 5 issue mini arc with these characters. Just, hey, they're still alive and they're still kicking. They're still do something cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't really want to do any of the big characters because they already have so much history there. And I would hate to walk over somebody else's history because I didn't read. You see how it is when somebody gets on, it's like, oh, this guy's walking all over the history of this guy. He wrote all this amazing things, or this woman, she wrote all these amazing things, and now they're walking all over the history. These characters a lot of these characters like Spider-Man and all them and Fantastic Four, they've been around since the 60s. Superman, you know how long Superman's been around for? Like 20 years, plus on top of that. These guys have been around forever. You're going to walk on somebody's history in that regard. And I try to be more respectful than that. So I'd rather do something small where I can just double check on the history of these characters and say, boom, okay, cool, let's make my own history now. You know what I'm saying? I would like to do something like that. I would want to do something like in the Ultimate Universe where I can take these characters and just completely change them around because who cares? They're technically new characters all over again. I would want to get new costume designs for these characters. And my inspiration wasn't actually the Ultimate Universe. It was actually the New Universe by Jim Shooter, you know what I'm saying, and all the people he had doing that. I loved the New Universe. DP7 and Starbrand for me were the best comic books out in 1985, 86, and all that. Those were the hands-down best comic books. I liked them better than anything Spider-Man, anything Wolverine. I loved those comic books because there's a whole new world that they got to explore, and I dug that. That's the kind of stuff that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? That's the stuff that really, makes me want to get up in the morning and do something crazy. But again, if I were to be working over in DC, I admit I would want to take over Hawkman. Nope. I'm serious. I would go right up to, hey, what's going on there, Mr. Venditti? How you doing? Bump. Oh, are you hurt? I'm sorry, you can't write? I'll take over Hawkman for you a little bit. He probably, as soon as he healed, he'd probably punch me square in my jaw. But until then, I'd be writing Hawkman because I would love to write Hawkman. I gotta be honest. You know what I'm saying? There is so much you could do. Like when there's a bad Hawkman story, I think to myself, how could you possibly make a bad Hawkman story? There's so much room all throughout time to do that. And now, according to Venditti, all across space, too. I would love to do something crazy with Hawkman. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even write about freaking Hawkman. I would do Nighthawk and Cinnamon. You know what I'm saying? I would just do a series there. Boom. You want this to be a continuous series or just a 12-issue arc? I would do that. I would write about Hawkman and Hawkgirl, Hawkwoman actually, back in the Wild West. I would absolutely do I would write the heck out of that series. I would love to do that, That's the kind of stuff that I want to do. Adult One needs a series. There you go. So that's what I'm talking about. Leech. Yes, I would do Leech, man. I'd be all over that. You want Joe Fisher one, Cyclops, Wolverine, Professor X, Emma, Archangel, M. Ooh. Okay, guys. What do you call it? Let's see. I'm still not good with my phone. I spent 5 minutes looking for the calculator on my phone today because I've never used my calculator. I had this thing for like 2 years now. Never. So let's see. I started doing some research on a character so that I can do my and explained in a minute 10 things about. And look at who I'm currently doing the research for. She's not coming out soon. Maybe not even this month. Now that I'm doing half as much, but yes, M. Monet is one of those characters that I'm doing a 10 things about. Just because. Like I said, I do the characters I love. You know what I'm saying? And I try to do those. I love the fringe characters. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows who Spider-Man and Wolverine is. I want to introduce characters that people may not know about or may not know a lot about. That's what I want to do. That's what I love doing. Hey, Sue-Ann, what's going on? Oh, and we got some more maggot love in there. I think that's hysterical that you love maggot also. Saiyan, what's going on, man? Saiyan 92. Big Marvel's on a roll right now. Old Man Logan. Oh, my God. Brisson's going to be doing a 10-issue arc, Death of Old Man Logan. And he's going to be hanging out with the entirety of Alpha Flight. Come on, man. I know that's going to be really sad. But, yeah, I agree. Old Man Hawkeye, that's got to get a little bit better. Old Man Hawkeye, I'm going to have to, like I said before, I stopped reviewing that because I don't get it. But I'm gonna do them all in trade paperback in the Spotlight on Story. Champions, Miss Marvel, Jessica Jones, The Amazing Spider-Man, Renew Your Vows. I think you were just complaining about the art in Renew Your Vows. I haven't been reading that. I read the first issue and I didn't get it. I'm like, this isn't in continuity. Okay, it's jumping around again a lot. Like every time I try to go down. What about Gateway? Gateway died, but his son, not his son, his protege, Manifold. Oh, yeah, Joe Fisher, that's a really good idea. I would absolutely do Manifold. Shoot, that would be a great story. Hell yeah, I would do a Manifold story. Shoot, I would make that ongoing. Why not? Damn, great idea. Viclops X-Men. I totally know how you feel. I own crazy homes for the crazies. I'm my own boss. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I like the idea of just being my own boss also. You know what I'm saying? Or working with other people with a similar mindset. So, like, I don't have any problem following the rules. Jesus, I was in the Army for 6 years. I know how to follow rules. I know how to follow orders and directions and all that stuff. But I also know how to think for myself, which a lot of people... I remember I had a boss when I was working in Costco one time. I was a forklift driver. I went and rearranged something, and it was good, and everybody really liked the idea. But I had a manager. It wasn't a senior manager, but it was definitely my manager. I was helping out some customers also, and the guy got mad at me. He's like, "What are you doing? You need to get this stuff done." I was like, "Okay, but there's nobody to help out this customer, this member." So I brought over, it was basically a thing of apples. I brought over this thing of apples because they were out of apples. Okay, but I didn't tell you to do that. You weren't around, and it's the intelligent thing to do. I was helping out our members. That's what I was doing, okay? Just, I don't know what to tell you. It's like, yeah, so it sounds like you were thinking for yourself. Yes, I was. Well, you were in the Army. Don't you know you're not paid to think? So I didn't know you were in the Army. I wasn't. Well, then how the hell do you know about what it means to be in the Army? Shut your mouth, jackass. And I literally walked away from him. Like, that's me. They tried to write me up. I'm like, okay, sure, write me up. Let's bring this up to higher management. You know what I'm saying? I know who the senior supervisor is for the district. You know what I'm saying? Let's go have a conversation with him about how I'm being written up because this guy's a moron and thinks that not helping customers is better than helping customers. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I hate the idea of working for somebody, because there's such a huge chance that they're going to be in it for their ego as opposed to doing the right thing. Yeah. So Comic Man Jake is leaving. Fine! Talk to you later, brother. Def Rocker, what's the rumor about Tom Cruise's Green Lantern? Guys, I don't understand what any of that nonsense is. I don't understand what any of that is. Look, if he does a great job, cool, he does a great job, but it doesn't make logical sense to me. He's older now. He's going to be charging a lot of money. They originally wanted him for Iron Man. Could you imagine how much it would, think about how much it costs Robert Downey Jr. right now, right? Marvel has to pay, Disney has to pay, Marvel Cinematic Studios has to pay Robert Downey Jr. a lot of money because he's a big name actor who did a really good job. Can you imagine how much Tom Cruise would be demanding if it wasn't for him? Plus, Robert Downey Jr. looked out for his people. I don't know if Tom Cruise would or wouldn't. I don't know the man like that. I can only go by what I do know, and that's what Robert Downey Jr. actually did. But the thing is, just imagine if Tom Cruise decided, yeah, because he's doing that right now with Mission Impossible 5. He did it with Mission Impossible 4. The viewership for the Mission Impossible movies is going down, so I'm going to need a raise. Why do you need a raise if they're going down? I'm trying to keep you in work. I'll always have work. So you want me to continue doing this role, then as Ethan Hunt or whatever his name is, then you boost my salary up. Wow, really? So that's what he's doing. It's not holding him hostage. He's demanding what he's worth, but why would you do that for a new movie like Green Lantern? He's going to give you a good deal on the first one, but he's going to hold you up for more money to do more. Why would you do that to yourself? It doesn't make sense. I don't have Cyclops Explained, John Smith. I probably won't do Cyclops Explained. Maybe if I start running out of ideas, I'll start doing the big guys. But like I said, I like doing the fringe characters. But yeah, I just mentioned that I am going to be doing Monet. Hey, Aggressively Relaxing is here. Redacting Messages. I didn't see what that is. 12-issue series named Dead Man Logan. Is it 12? I thought it was 10, but okay, cool. Timo Harry, what's up? Haven't seen you in forever. Shh. Somebody's honking outside. If I could do a guest write issue or story, I would write something for the Rhino. See, that would be a great idea. That would be a great idea. Or Sandman. What Zardowski just did would be cool. But also what's his face has done before. I can't believe I can't remember the writer. But when he was doing Marvel 2-in-1, when he made Flint Marko a good guy in the first place, Sandman would be a great story to write. Also, when Jim Zub went and wrote Uncanny Avengers, shocker, What a great solo story trying to turn good guy it would be for Shocker. Even if, C.B. Cebulski went and said, okay, listen, you could do a quick run with Shocker, do a 12-issue run, whatever you want to do, 18 issues maybe, but at the end, he has to decide to be a bad guy again. Okay, done. Consider it done. Husk deserves more love. You're not wrong there, Sue-Ann. She will be an uncanny. Nice. Ooh, Armor. Armor, right there. Armor is a character I would love to do a solo for. I would love to do a solo issue for Armor. Because she's got so many defensive capabilities. I would like to see her use more offensive. And I would love to be able to write that in for her, That'd be great. And see her to really be able to use power stunts, basically, for her abilities. Henry Derek Pierce. Big difference between a boss and a leader. Oh, yeah. When it comes to management, you were right helping the customer. Yeah, the difference between a boss or a manager and a leader, yeah, there's a huge difference. There's that old meme. The boss, does the top-down management. The leader is right up in front. We have this thing in the military. We used to call the harness and waistband load-bearing equipment, LBE. We changed that to LCE, load-carrying equipment, because we wanted to use the acronym. Actually, it's not an acronym. It's an initialization. They wanted to use the abbreviation, the initialization LBE for lead by example. So that was actually during my time in the military. So it was silly, but whatever. It is important. We do lead by example. Like the Vikings, you know what I'm saying? You don't just say, charge into battle. It's follow me into battle. That's how I learned how to be a leader. That's the kind of leader I choose to follow. And again, whatever kind of business you're in, I don't care if you're flipping burgers, you're a leader as long as you lead yourself. You know what I'm saying? And get other people, show some kind of influence on other people. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people who have that mentality that I'm not going to teach you things, or I'm going to try and get you in trouble because I think that you're a threat to me. That if they start downsizing, then they're going to keep you and get rid of me. Or if there's a promotion, they're going to pick you over me. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Like, sometimes you also have to know the difference between a job and a career. You know what I'm saying? If it's just a job, just keep it as a job, man. Don't go above and beyond, because it will not be rewarded and it will actually be punished. I thought that horn honk was outside my house. No, it was mine. I was trying to do some comic book reviews 2 days ago, and somebody's car alarm was going off in the middle of the night. I'm like, okay, well, that's not going to happen. So I just got up and I walked out and I started watching Netflix. Yeah, it was like that. Excuse me. Any news on the next Miles Morales run? No, but I really like what the writer of the annual did. It was missing some things, but it is what it is. Let's see, what else we got here? Prowler and Sandman, Joe Fisher says, could work even if it was a 4-issue arc. Prowler and Sandman. Which version of the Prowler? Because I do love the Prowler, both versions. Going off of saying, do you anticipate an unexpected death in Champions number 24? No, I don't. I expect that. Thank you, Sean. What I do expect is that some cool things are going to happen pretty soon. Do you mean Viv? She's dead? No, she's not. Just calm down with that. Calm down with that. First off, before I get into that, Iron Fist is coming out in 3 weeks, and there's going to be a whole lot in there, guys. Colleen Wing is going to have a mission. Danny's powers are going to change because Steel Serpent is actually going to be stealing his powers. They showed him stealing his powers in there, the guy Davos. He actually steals his Iron Fist ability, which he does in the comic books also. Iron Fist is doing a new kind of power where he's got like a red thing. So it's funny, he goes from yellow to red. So it's the exact opposite journey that Bruce Leroy did in Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon, which is still one of my all-time favorite movies. Like, I could do, you are the last dragon. That, I hear that, and all of a sudden I get up and I start trying to do backflips. I can't, but I try to, because, oh my God, I love that. I love that movie. He's going to be a new defender of Hell's Kitchen for a while because Daredevil is hurt. He's going to have the mask on his face. There's a dead Iron Fist in there, so I think that there's going to be references to Orson Randall. That should be fun. Typhoid Mary is definitely going to be in it. That's actually why I did the 10 things about Typhoid Mary recently. Oops, there we go, right there. Daughters of the Dragon will be a big part in this. The Meachem's in trouble. Yeah, who cares? It'll probably be interesting, but still. Awesome. So let me close that one. And over here, there was something too. What else was spoken of? There wasn't a lot else spoken of. What else? Colleen and Danny. I'm still disappointed that it's Colleen and Danny getting together as opposed to Danny and Misty, because, you know, they were like married. Oh yeah, and I already talked about Weapon X ending pretty soon. Oh, I'm so disappointed at that. So disappointed. Science. Show enough. I knew this girl named Shauna, and okay, I'm not going to say what she used to call me, because it was cool, but a lot of people aren't going to understand it. Ask me in private, and I'll tell you what she used to call me. But in the meantime, Comics Mix Explained here. Had to follow you real quick. Oh, hey, what's up? Party Pug 66. Boom. So I'm just giving you a like because I don't have time to do anything else right now. Okay, and I did not look at anything Just Zilla sent me since yesterday. So, boom. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Is that S.h.i.e.l.d. Young who did that? Is that Brunhilde with the Valkyrie with Throg? Oh, my God. That is so damn cute. As Guardians of the Galaxy variant, I think I'm going to be getting my very first S.h.i.e.l.D. Young variant. It's not that I dislike S.h.i.e.l.D. Young, it's just, nah, dude, that's awesome. Fantastic Four number 4. Yeah, these new characters are weird. Aquaman 42. Oof, all the bad guys there. That's awesome. Is that the one where Dinaconic is doing the story? Because I love that. I love the idea. I love her concept for what she's going to be doing. I'm wondering, actually, if I can get her to do an interview about what she's going to be doing with Aquaman. Maybe later, after the Sink Atlantis thing is done. Maybe I can convince her to do an interview. A show of hands, who would like to see that? I can't see your hands. Justice League Dark, Cole, Wolverine Return. Oh, they're going to be doing the Wolverine variants next month, huh? Great. Teen Titan number 2 variant, Crush, is right up in front. Crush is Lobo's daughter. I hope you guys got Teen Titans Special number 1 and Teen Titans issue number 22, because those are the first cameo and first full appearances of Crush, Lobo's daughter, dude. Welcome home, Logan. Looking forward to that. This is the best. I forget which one of my subs said it, but actually I think it was Sean who may have said it, but I don't want to give credit where it's not belonging. This is the Doomsday Clock thing coming up, and it looks like Dr. Manhattan is either trying to boop Superman's nose or he's saying, hey, pull my finger. Either way, the Man of Steel has the puppet at least, has a very big mission ahead of him. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? Shall I let him boop my nose, or shall I pull his finger? Can you imagine if you pulled Mr. Manhattan's or Dr. Manhattan's finger? Oh my God. Sayan's liking Colleen Wing also. Colleen Wing she's amazing. She's always been amazing in the comic books. You know what? A Daughters of the Dragon story is something I would like to do. I would love to do something like that too. But yeah, I fell in love with Colleen Wing. She's Misty Knight too, though. So like, it's hard to say one or the other. They're both interesting for their own thing, but like the characters that don't have any powers. Oh, I love Colleen Wing. Absolutely love the character. You know what would actually be cool? Okay, here's something that I would do. Here's something that I would pitch to Marvel if I were hired for Marvel. I would pitch a Colleen Wing and Elektra crossover. Okay, where yes, they're going to have 2 fights in it, but they're going to actually team up for most of the series, and I could probably make it an 8 or 9 issue story arc. You know what I'm saying? I would do Colleen Wing and Elektra. Yes, that's what I would do. But then I would also do Elektra and Psylocke. So, you know, that's just me. If I would do my own version of 2 in 1, where just Elektra is teaming up with everybody. Elektra has a mission, and you're either with me or you're against me as we're going on. That's what I would do. What would I call that? I would call it 2 sides. That's what S-A-I apostrophe S, obviously. I would call it 2 size. That's what I would call my Elektra series, where I would just have her crossing over with a new character in every issue. Boom. That's what I would do. Okay, boom. If I get hired at Marvel, that's what I'm going to pitch. That's the first thing I'm going to pitch. November is John Smith is when he's actually coming back. Wolverine's coming back. November. Is Steel Serpent going to have a tattoo on his chest? I didn't see it on his chest, but I did see it on his back. And maybe I just saw it wrong in the trailer. But yes, he does have the wingless dragon tattooed on his back. Oh, they're saying October. Okay, well, something's happened in November. But they're saying October. Okay, either way. It's one of those. Typhoid Mary's my favorite Daredevil villain. Nice. See, I like Bullseye the best, but yeah. Yes, Scotty Young did that. Awesome. That's fast. So cool. Bruce Leroy would be a cool Marvel character. Bruce Leroy would be a cool Marvel character, but he'd have to hang out with Shang-Chi. I want Crush and Lobo comic. Yes. You know that's going to happen. Infinity Wars is my favorite right now. Pat, what's up, dude? Yes. Yeah, Infinity Wars they're great because it's like here's some action, slow down, here's some action, slow down, here's some action, slow down, and then the recent issue, here's all the action. Like I love that. You don't know what to expect. A bunny in support instead of hands. What? Sue Ann just flipped her lid. I love that. How can Superman fight Dr. Manhattan? Because he's Superman. That's how. Because he's the everyman character, superpowered god. Doomsday Clock, new issue in 6 months. I see your joke now. Okay. I was trying to make sense out of it, but yes, okay. New issues coming up in 6 months. Yeah, that makes sense. Red Black King, what's up? Don't worry, lucky you. She's not popular, so in 3 months you can find her at Walmart for $14. Wow. Who are we going to find for $14 in Walmart? Crap. Her action figure came out 2 weeks ago. Okay, Joe, Typhoid Mary. Oh! Well, if she does drop down in price, boom, because I would definitely love to grab it. I don't feel the need to build that figure. So I wouldn't mind grabbing a couple of those individuals. I'm probably going to wind up building the figure, though, because all those characters are awesome. Let's see. So thoughts on Marvel Knights? Not enough out on Marvel Knights, but if Kate's is running it, awesome. And if it's going to be stream resumed. For some reason, my stream cut off. I don't know why. That's really weird. But anyway, Okoye versus Black Widow. I guess we've been waiting for that, right? So actually, that wasn't Okoye. That was actually Io or Anika. I forget. I think that was Io in the Captain America Civil War. That was actually Io. So Psylocke is changing Wednesday. Yeah, I know, man. Like changing her back to her original body. As long as she's a ninja, I don't really care. You know, is she going to have the English accent again? That's going to be weird. And is Peter going to be crushing on her again? Oh my God, that would be a great storyline. It's like, oh, Kitty dumped me, so hey, Psylocke, how you doing, Betsy? You know, that would be interesting, right? Aiden Nakai. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, brother. But Aiden, now that Marvel has the rights back to their IP, what do you see? Do you want to see X-Men movie or Fantastic Four or something else? I want to see all of it, okay? It's like that old meme of the little girl who just like, why can't we have both? Why can't we have it all, all right? I'm totally like Freddie Mercury right now. I want it all. I want it all. I want it now. I have to like cover the beard and just make the mustache a lot bushier. But the point is, yes, I want it all. So, don't know exactly when Cyclops is coming back. Comics Mix Explained. I just liked your thing. I don't think they're going to fight. Probably just debate. Jeffrey Lane, what's going on, Jeffrey Lane? Haven't seen you in a dog's age, man. Jeez, welcome back. I like what they did in Avengers. I start with one character, 2 to 3 movies, then expand the team. Not a bad idea. Loved Spawn, The Darkness, and Cyberforce. Cyberforce back in the 90s, right? Yeah, Cyberforce was fun. Excuse me. Froze because I jumped on. That would do it. That would do it. I have a friend, Mark, who was made the godfather for his best friend's son. And the moment he walked into, like, he put his first foot in the door, and all of a sudden the lights went out. So it was like a power grid thing. And his friend just turns around and looks at him. He's like, unbelievable. I got the goddamn Antichrist to be my son's godfather. And like, it was like the whole place just lit up. It was hysterical. Yeah, he said that out loud. Sorry, I keep freezing the podcast. Archangel and British Psylocke, have some tea. Super nice. Joe Fisher, Professor Bill with the face rip. I always thought Judge Game Master should be called the Watcher. Ooh, I like that. Jessica Jones could be in the A-Force movie. Dude, everybody. Yeah, the A-Force movie, man. Like, if they've got to do something like that, right? Any idea when Cyclops is coming back exactly? No. Nobody knows exactly when he's coming back, but it's being teased big time. But, dude, keep watching the videos, because when he does come back, I'm going to point out, he's back! He's freaking back! Jeffrey. No one knows John. Okay, so I reached the bottom. Okay, bye, guys. No, I'm joking. But, yes. All right, cool. So, again, changes to the comic book universe is simply my 10 things about will be reduced to every Tuesday instead of every Tuesday and Saturday. It's just too much to do. I might go back to doing it again, but I might not. I don't know. I honestly don't know. We'll see. I need people to help me out. Warlock 10 thing. Yeah, I was going to say, like, Adam Warlock, I have that. Yes, I know. I wanted to make Warlock. I was going to make him right after I did Cypher Explained, but I didn't. So, anyway, yeah, so it is what it is. So that's the only really big change to the channel, is I'm just going to be doing the 10 things once a week instead of twice a week. And, yeah, that's it. Also, if there is anybody you want me to talk to, other YouTubers or whatever, like I said, I tried to get in contact with Jim Comics. I guess he's just not interested, is what it is. Anybody you want, contact them and tell them that my email is on my front page of the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So, nice and easy to find me. Yeah, I'm more than happy to do stuff with people because, yeah. Anyway, I just want to talk comics. That's it. All right, guys. So I have a Marvel team-up idea, Spider-Man and Iron Fist. It's been done, and it was actually pretty cool. You should go and check that out. It was in the Marvel. It was in the Marvel. Oh, you have the Marvel team-up. Duh. You have the issue, so you know that it was cool. Havoc leading Astonishing, John and Polaris, and X-Men Blue, which is ending. All right, guys, I am leaving now. So thanks for showing up. It was really cool having Ario and Andito in the chat. That was extremely freaking cool. Very unexpected. Did not expect that at all. And it was great having all you guys in also. All right, that's it for me. I'm out. Peace, love, peace, and hair grease. There we go. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.